channel. If you're new here, welcome. So today I'm just going to be doing this really easy and creative watercolor inspired makeup look. Now, I was really missing getting into my artistic makeup looks. My favorite week so far this year was the week that I was doing Anatomy of Fiona, Bloody Mary, the Koi Fish inspired makeup look. I was really missing doing stuff like that, and I love my Broadway body paints. But being that the Tonys are this Sunday, that means it's kind of going to be coming to a little bit of a pause just for a little bit until I go on vacation in the summer. Then I might have a few more pop up just because those are really easy to film and edit, so I will have videos going up while I'm gone. So, you know, just kind of takes care of that situation for me. Anyways, I was inspired by this makeup look. This isn't really an original idea, being that watercolor inspired makeup has been on YouTube for quite some time. The first person I ever saw do it was Mikey here on YouTube. She's also known as Glam and Gore, and I saw that, and then there's the whole Snapchat debacle. But either way, it's really creative and I really like the way it looks, so I was kind of like, I'm just gonna do something really easy on myself. You're basically just finger painting on your body, and it's super easy and fun, but it's a nice way to creatively express yourself if you are maybe in a little bit of a stump and you don't know what you necessarily want to paint on yourself. So anyways, with all that being said, if you want to see me basically finger paint on my body, just keep watching. Hey guys, so I'm just going to get started by taking my Fringe Benefit Buckle Bunny Beauty Primer and just applying this all over my face to fill in all of my pores so that we have a nice smooth base for our foundation. Next, I'm going to be taking my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation in medium sand and just applying this all over my face with my large Morphe buffing brush. Next, I'm taking my Buckle Bunny Beauty Cream to Powder foundations in Caramel and Mocha, and I'm just going to be applying this to the areas that I want to have a nice sharp contour, and I'm going to be making sure to blend this out with a large fluffy brush just so that we don't have any harsh lines. Next, I will be taking my ColourPop No Filter Concealer in number 14, and I'm just going to be applying this to the areas that I would like to highlight. So this is under my eye, my cupid's bow, my forehead, my chin, under my cheekbones, and my nose as well. Once that is applied, you're just going to want to go ahead and blend this out, taking your ColourPop F5 small fluffy brush. Next, I'm taking my Airspun translucent powder and a dry Morphe sponge, and I'm just going to be applying this on to the areas that I have added the concealer so that we can let it sit and bake so that we won't sweat it off the moment we step outside into this nice hot Texas weather. Next, I'm going to be taking my Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Primer and applying this onto my eyelids before I start to go into the eyeshadow. I'm going to start off by taking my Makeup Geek Matte White Eyeshadow in White Lies and just applying this to my brow bone just so we have a nice beautiful arch. Then I'm going to be taking Peach Smoothie and just lightly applying this into the crease of both eyes. Going to my left eye, I'm just going to be taking Chickadee and applying this into the crease just so we can get a nice bright colorful shadow up on there before we start to blend it out. And on my right eye, we're just going to be applying Creme Brulee into the crease for that before we deepen it up with Latte. Taking Mango Tango, we're going back over to the left eye and just lightly applying this in the lower part of the crease so that it kind of goes onto the lid a little bit, and then you want to make sure to blend this out before jumping back over to the right eye. We're just going to be applying Country Girl right into the crease. Going into our Morphe 35B palette, we're going to be taking this yellow shimmer shade and just applying this towards the inner corner and on the lid before going in with the orange eyeshadow and applying that into the crease as well, before taking the yellow eyeshadow and applying that a little higher up onto the brow bone. Taking our NYX Epic Ink Liner, we're going to be creating a nice sharp wing on both of the eyes just so we have a little bit of similarity going on between the two of them. Next, we're going to brush away the excess translucent powder so we can move on to our lower lash line. I'm going to be starting off with the yellow eyeshadow, applying that all over the lower lash line before we go into this light orange, start from the outer corner and kind of bring it in towards the center, and then do the exact same thing with the orange just to deepen that up a little bit more. Next, we're going to be taking Creme Brulee and applying that to our lower lash line before taking Country Girl and deepening that up a little bit before we finalize that with taking our Maybelline Lasting Drama Black Waterproof Eye Pencil and applying that to our lower waterline. Next, we're moving on to contour. I'm taking my Too Faced Cocoa Contour Palette, taking medium and dark cocoa, and just contouring the right side of my face before we go ahead and bronze that up a little bit with our Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm just using this with a large Morphe brush. And for the left side of my face, I'm taking this light orange shadow and I'm just going to be applying this into the contours of my face before we deepen it up with this hot pink shadow. I really liked the contrast that this added. I felt like this was very bright and colorful, and especially when we go in with the watercolors after, it's really going to bring the look together. Then I'm just going to spray my face with my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. Then I'm just going to apply some good old highlight. I'm just using Anastasia, and I'm just applying this onto my cheekbones. I'm just going to be taking my Tarte Tardiest Lash Paint Mascara and sweeping this through my eyelashes before we move on to our falsies. For this, I'm going to be taking my Ardell Studio Effects number 231s and just applying this right on to my lash line. You want to make sure that they stick nicely because the last thing you want is to walk outside and the wind rip them right off. Next, I will be taking my ColourPop Luxe Lipstick in Foolish, and I'm just going to be applying this onto the center of my lips before blending it out with my fingers. Then I'm going to be taking my Smashbox Lip Gloss in Luster and just applying this right over top so we can get a nice wet sheen. Next, I'm going to be taking my other NYX Epic Ink Liner. I have two. I use one strictly for body paints. And I'm just going to be using this onto my eyebrow so we can outline it and give that ink look to it so it looks like an ink and watercolor art project. Then we're going to be taking a Graftobian Pro Paint in Mantis Green, and we're just going to be using this lightly. You want to make sure to water down your paints a lot so that you can get a nice sheen, and then you can build it up with taking more color. And I'm just going to be applying this lightly over my body so that we can really get that watercolor mimicked effect. The trick I found to make this look the most like watercolor is lay down some color and then blend it out with your finger. I'm then going to be taking my Mare Paradise paint in teal, and I'm going to be doing the exact same thing, slightly overlapping the green just so that the colors start to blend a little bit like a watercolor paint. And if they don't blend enough, just add a little bit more water, and once again, just apply some water onto your finger and lightly blend them out. Next color I'm going to be using is my Mare Paradise paint in yellow, and I'm going to be doing the exact same thing. I wanted to use a little bit less of the yellow though. I didn't want this one to be too overpowering, but this is what I mean by it's really nice whenever you use these bright colors and you have the orange and red underneath just as a contour. Next, we're going to be taking a Graftobian Pro Paint in Wild Violet, and I'm just going to be applying just a very little bit of this. I felt like it was lacking something, so I decided to take some purple. And I really like the color combination we have going on here. And once again, I don't want to take too much purple. I just wanted this to be a nice, simple accent color. I'm then going to be taking a little bit of my yellow body paint again and just applying this right around my lips before we start to go in with our NYX Epic Ink Liner again and start to outline our lips and also the prime features of our face. So this is going to be our nose, a few sketch marks on our forehead, under our cheekbones, stuff like that. And you also want to bring it down onto your jawline and your chest. This is really going to help give that ink sketched look, and you see this a lot in pop art makeup as well. And last but not least, I felt like this needed a little bit of glitter, so I'm just taking my NYX Liquid Crystal in gold and just applying this onto the areas that we have yellow paint. Once again, I'm using very little because I just wanted a little bit more glitz and glam added to this look. And this is the completed watercolor inspired makeup look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to see next. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. And with all of that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!